And hello once again, and welcome to another live stream. It is Sunday night football tonight. The Packers and the Cowboys. Micah Parsons returning to Dallas as a member of the Green Bay Packers. That is coming up very shortly. But before we begin this live stream, let's begin with this. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for looking over us. Please protect all these players and please protect everyone involved in this game and all of us tonight. And Lord, please look over the people in Michigan that were victims of that tragic event up there. Lord, please put your protection on them and all of us, Lord, as I ask this in your name. Amen. Packers and Cowboys. Again, Micah Parsons returning to Dallas as a member of the Green Bay Packers. They come in at 2-1 on the season. Cowboys come in at 1-2 on the season. Trying to get things right here. The Cowboys' only win was an overtime win against the Giants. Packers coming off a loss in Chicago last week against the Bears. Packers coming off a puzzling loss last week in Cleveland to the Cleveland Browns. First, my name is John Sports Bonanza John here on YouTube. If you like my content, I would appreciate a like and subscribe. That would really help out. Also on Kick tonight at Sports Kick John. Hopefully the YouTube stream is coming through. On a college football stream I did last night, there was some kind of issue in the second half of the Alabama-Georgia game that I did. It did not go through on YouTube, so I hope YouTube is coming through tonight. Not sure what the issue was there, but hopefully it's coming through okay now. As we get set for the Packers and the Cowboys, much anticipated matchup with the return of Micah Parsons to Dallas. As Green Bay coming in, as I mentioned, with a 2-1 record. Cowboys coming in at 1-2. Detroit was a winner today over Cleveland, so the Lions are now 3-1. So the Packers are trying to stay tied with the Lions for first place in the NFC North. Packers, of course, beat the Lions in week 1 this season, so they would have the tiebreak. Bears got another win today in Vegas, so the Bears are now at 2-2, as are the Vikings. The Vikings lost to the Steelers in Ireland earlier today, so the Vikings are at 2-2. So the Packers looking to stay atop, tied with Detroit atop the NFC North. Dallas, of course, behind the Philadelphia Eagles, who had a big lead. Let Tampa Bay come back today, but Philadelphia did pull that out. So the Eagles now 4-0. Washington with a loss today in Atlanta. So Washington at 2-2 in the NFC East. Dallas at 1-2. And the Giants, the winless Giants, get a win over the undefeated Chargers today. So the Giants are now in the win column. So everybody in the NFC East now in the win column. Dallas trying to go to 2-2. If not, they're tied with the Giants for last place in the NFC East. And we will see how this game ends up. Packers and Cowboys to wrap up this Sunday of the NFL. 2 Monday night games coming up tomorrow night, Jets and Dolphins. I will be live streaming that game tomorrow here on the page. And we also have Bengals and Broncos tomorrow night as well. I'm going to update my live stream schedule on my page. Of course, tonight we got the Packers, Cowboys. Tomorrow I will be on the live stream for the Jets and Dolphins. And on Tuesday, I will be doing some Major League Baseball playoff action as the regular season ended today in Major League Baseball. So there will be 4 wild card games on Tuesday. Not sure which games I'll be able to do yet, but I'm going to be on at least for one of those on Tuesday. And boy, what wild card matchups we have. As we'll talk about other action in the sports world before this game kicks off. The final day of the regular season, the American League East was won by the Toronto Blue Jays with their win over the Rays. They tied for the AL East title with the Yankees, but the Blue Jays with the season series win over the Yankees, that's what gave them the AL East title over the Yankees. So the Blue Jays will get a bye to the division series, as will the Seattle Mariners, AL West champions. So the wild card matchups, we've got a Red Sox-Yankees matchup in the wild card round in the American League, as well as Tigers and Cleveland, also a division matchup in the wild card round in the American League. In the National League, it came down to the final day to decide the final team. And that final wild card team in the National League, it was between the Mets and the Reds. The Mets had to win. The Reds simply had to win or have the Mets lose. The Mets would have had to win and had the Reds lose. The Mets lost in Miami 4-0. That eliminated them and put the Cincinnati Reds into the playoffs. So they will be facing the Dodgers. And the other wild card matchup, the Padres and the Cubs. So I will be on for at least one of those games on Tuesday. But the Mets, a $340 million spending spree in the offseason, they missed the playoffs. So some rethinking to have to do there in the Mets organization. But now back to the NFL, as tonight, Micah Parsons returning to Dallas for the Packers as they are set to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Looking at some scores from the NFL earlier today, mentioned that Steelers 24-21 win over the Vikings. The stunner of the day was probably that Giants 21-18 win over the previously undefeated Chargers. Washington losing in Atlanta, as I mentioned, 34-27. The Bills go to 4-0. They beat the Saints 31-19. The Colts fell for the first time this year. Rams beat them 27-20. The Chiefs, highly anticipated matchup, hosting the Ravens today, and the Chiefs just blew out the Ravens 37-20. Jacksonville goes to a surprising 3-1 as they win in San Francisco 26-21. Bears beat the Raiders 25-24. Raiders were setting up for a go-ahead field goal with 33 seconds left, and it was blocked, which gave the Bears the win. So we are just about to kick off here. The Packers are going to receive the football first as Dallas will kick off at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas on a Sunday night. Packers come in at 2-1. Cowboys come in 1-2. And the kick by Aubrey, and we are underway. And the kick taken at the 2-yard line across the 10, 15, 20, 25-yard line and up to the 30-yard line. And that's where the Packers drive will begin to start this game. And we will see Jordan Love and that Packers offense come out here as they will start this drive from their 30, first down and 10. So we will have to wait to see Micah Parsons on the next drive when the Cowboys will get their first offensive series. But here come the Packers. First down and 10 at the 30. Opening drive of this game. And Love will take the snap and throw on first down. It's a screen pass left side, and this is going to be a good gain of 5 and out of bounds. Goes Jacobs. It'll be second down and 5 for the Packers. Jordan Love last week against the Browns in their loss in Cleveland was sacked 5 times in that game. So hoping to get a little bit of better protection from his offensive line in this one. Second down and 6. He spot the football at the 30, just shy of the 35. And this is a run up the middle on second down that's going absolutely nowhere. This is going to be a loss of a couple yards on second down as Jacobs had nowhere to go. It'll be third down and 8. Third down, 8. Opening drive of the game for the Packers. Football sitting at the 32. Just outside the 32. Love takes the snap. Love to throw on 3rd and 9. Going deep down the field. Has a man down there, and the reception is made on a 3rd and 9. Matthew Golden with the reception on 3rd down and 9 and gets it down into Cowboys territory. It's first down Packers. With a throw that was on the dot from Jordan Love to his wide receiver Golden. And the Packers are inside the 25-yard line of the Cowboys. First down and 10. Pass Good for 46 yards. And now here's another screen pass right side. This will get down into the red zone and down to the 16-yard line. Reception made for Tucker Kraft, the tight end for the Packers. Brings up 2nd down and 5. Cowboys defense been a little shaky the first 3 weeks of the season, and Green Bay having their way on this drive, marching down the field. Second down for the Packers, ball sitting at the 16, 2nd and 4. Kraft in motion again. Love will give it to Jacobs, and Jacobs stuffed right at the line of scrimmage, if not maybe losing a yard on the play. And it'll be another 3rd down play for the Packers. Packers will need 5 on this 3rd down. They converted their last 3rd down, 3rd and 9. That was the 46-yard pass. Three minutes, 15 seconds into this game. Love on 3rd and 5 at the Cowboys 17. Love takes the snap. Love in trouble. He'll throw it off to Kraft, and Kraft will get a 1st down inside the 10-5, and I think he's just short. He is down at the 1-yard line. 1st and goal, Green Bay, as Tucker Kraft with another short reception for 16 yards. 1st and goal, Packers. Packers hurrying up to the line. 1st and goal, football sitting actually just inside the 1-yard line, and now we've got flags flying everywhere. This will be a false start. Ronald Torbert, our referee tonight. So that'll move it back to about the 5.5-yard line, 1st and goal. Packers tried to go up to the line early, and there was a little bit of early movement on the offensive line. So make it 1st and goal back at the 5. Officially at the 5. Love going under center this time. Love takes the snap. It's a handoff to Jacobs, and Jacobs will be brought down around the 1.5-2-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal, Green Bay. Packers trying to finish off this first series of the game with a touchdown. They are 1.5 yards away. 2nd and goal. Love goes back in the shotgun on the 2nd and goal play. Love takes the snap. Love looking. Love throws, and it's a Packers touchdown. Romeo Doubs with the touchdown reception. And the Packers take the early lead in Arlington. So a quick start for the Packers. And the extra point attempt on the way. Kick is up, and the kick is good. And the Packers march right down the field on the game's opening drive and take a 7-0 lead on the Love to Romeo Doubs 2-yard touchdown strike to start the game, but it was led by a 46-yard pass earlier in the drive from Love to Golden. 7-0 Green Bay. That opening drive for the Packers, 8 plays, 69 yards, 4 minutes, 58 seconds. And now we will see the Cowboys offense already trailing in this game, 7-0. Running down a couple more scores from today. Houston got their first win of the year. They shut out the Titans 26-0. Mentioned that Lions win over the Browns 34-10 to go to 3-1. Patriots hang 42 on the Panthers today and win that 42-13. Of course, last Thursday to start week 4, Seattle went into Arizona and won a very tightly contested game, 23-20. The rest of the NFL scoreboard. Also, other sports action today. I mentioned Major League Baseball. Ryder Cup wrapping up, and Europe retained the Ryder Cup. The U.S. made a huge, valiant comeback effort in singles today, but still fell a little bit too short. They were a little bit too far down to finish off that comeback, and Europe retains the Ryder Cup. 15-13 was that final. Europe over the United States. And also action from the NFL that I did not mention, Lamar Jackson in that Ravens loss to Kansas City. He left that game with a hamstring injury. Haven't heard exactly the seriousness of that. And bad news for the Giants, though, even though they won that game against the Chargers today. Malik Neighbors, wide receiver, feared to be out for the season with a torn ACL in that game. And the Giants in that game, of course, went with Jackson Dart, who came in for Russell Wilson, get the start, and he led the Giants to a victory in his first start. But we're just about set for the kickoff here. 7-0 Green Bay as they marched down the field and got an opening drive touchdown, and now we will see the Cowboys offense. And this kickoff taken at the 1, across the 10 to the 15, 20-yard line, 25, and out of bounds around the 28-yard line. And that's where the Cowboys will start their first drive of the game. And here comes Dak Prescott and that Cowboys offense, as they will start their first drive at the 28-yard line, first down and 10. Jamison Williams, the running back in the backfield for Prescott on this first down play. And here is the handoff to Williams. Williams left side, and Williams will take it up to the 31-yard line. Gain of 3 on first down. Javonte Williams, I think I said something. I don't know what I said, but Javonte Williams, the running back. Gain of 3, second down, 7 at the 31. Another handoff to Williams, and Williams gets up to the 34-yard line. Gain of a couple more. Gain of 3 officially. Third down and 4 for Dallas. First-year Cowboys coach Brian Schottenheimer has his Cowboys at 1-2 through 3 weeks. Dallas has a 3rd and 4 at their own 34. Prescott takes the snap, and Prescott with a pitch. This is a pitch to Williams, and he is met right at the line of scrimmage and dropped. The Packers defense right there, and it's going to be a 3 and out for Dallas on their opening drive. Like Quay Walker on the tackle of Williams there to prevent any kind of advancement. And the Cowboys rather, will punt. Here's the punt. And taken at the 15 and fair caught right there. And that's where this next Packers drive will begin. So the Packers drive down the field and get a touchdown on their opening drive, and Dallas's first offensive series ends up a 3-and-out. So Green Bay is going to go right back on offense. So we will see the Packers on offense for the second time. Already up 7-0. So far, it has been all Packers through the first 7 minutes of this football game. They will start this next drive at the 15-yard line. Other sports news, the new college football top 25 AP poll came out today. Ohio State remains number 1. Oregon jumped all the way up to number 2 with that overtime win at Penn State. Miami with a bye is at 3. They play Florida State next week. Ole Miss jumped all the way to 4 with their win over LSU, and Oklahoma rounds out the top 5 in the new AP college football poll. I will have 2 more college football live streams on my page on Saturday. Haven't looked at the schedule to see what exactly the games are going to be yet. I'll have that announcement later on in the week when I will be on the live stream here later in the week. Back come the Packers here on offense at the 15, 1st and 10. Offensive possession number 2. Love fakes the handoff. Love rolls right, throws to a wide open receiver, and that's going to be a catch across the 30 up to the 31-yard line. And the Packers move at 16 yards and a first down. Romeo Doubs once again with the reception. So Love finding his receivers here early on. He's already at 90 yards passing. Hasn't missed on a throw yet. 6 for 6. First down at the 31. Love, this is a handoff. And this is going to be a gain up to the 38-yard line for Josh Jacobs. So give Jacobs 7 on this first down play, bringing up 2nd down and 3. Second down and 3 for Green Bay. It's a direct handoff here. That's going to be another first down across the 40 to the 43. That's Golden, who had the big 46-yard reception on the previous drive, getting that. Love fakes the handoff on first down, goes downfield again, and another reception there at the 40-yard line for Romeo Doubs. But they say this one hit the ground, incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Trap that one. That's the first incompletion thrown by Jordan Love in this first quarter, which stops the clock with 5:49 to go in the quarter. 2nd down, 10 for Green Bay. Ball sitting at their own 43. Love back under center. He's mixed under center and the shotgun here so far in this first quarter. Love takes the snap. It's a handoff. This is Jacobs. Jacobs gets up to midfield. That's going to be another 7-yard pickup for Josh Jacobs, bringing up 3rd down and 3 for the Packers. There is a flag on this play. It's going to come back on a hold. So nullify the 7-yard gain for Jacobs. Do want to point out one thing I failed to mention at the beginning. Any regular viewers on my channel know this. If you're not a regular viewer on this channel, my TV service, YouTube TV, it does have a delay built in. So what I say is going to be a little bit behind the live action. I always like to say that for anybody new tuning into the live stream in case notice that delay there. So the penalty moves the football back to the 35. It'll be 2nd and 18 for the Packers. Love takes the snap. Love rolling right. Love looking. Love will just throw it out of bounds. It'll be 3rd down and 18. There's nothing that developed there. And Love wisely just threw it out of bounds instead of forcing a throw downfield. Third down, 18 for Green Bay back at the 35-yard line. Love on 3rd and 18 takes the snap. Love throws a short pass. That's going to be up across midfield up to the 49-yard line. That's on 3rd and 18, a pickup of 16. And what will the Packers do here on 4th down? They need a couple yards. That was Savion Williams with that reception for the Packers. It's like Green Bay wants to go for it here. And the offense is staying out for this 4th down and 2 play. Football at the 49 of Dallas. And the play clock's at 0, and the Packers, they did not get this play off. So this delay of game will force Green Bay to probably have to punt the football now. I think they lost track of the play clock. And the 5-yard penalty pushes the Packers now into a punting situation. I don't know if that was designed just to try to get Dallas to jump off sides. I don't think so. I think it was just a case of losing track of the clock right there. So Whalen on to punt for the Packers, trying to pin Dallas deep. Whalen gets the punt away. Fair catch called and made at the 11-yard line by Turpin, and that's where the Cowboys will start drive number 2 with 4:14 to go in the first quarter. Packers lead the Cowboys 7-0. On a Sunday night in Arlington, Texas. So Jordan Love already over the 100-yard passing mark in this game. Packers with 119 yards of offense already in this game. They've held the ball for all but 2 minutes and 2 seconds so far in this first quarter. And Cowboys get ready to start this next drive. Following this game, the Packers have a bye week coming up next week, so They will have 2 weeks to prepare for their next game, which will be in week 6. And that will be at home against the Cincinnati Bengals. That will be a late afternoon kickoff in that game. Dallas next week will head to the Jets. Jets winless on the season at 0-3. They play the Dolphins on a Monday night game tomorrow night. First of 2 Monday night games tomorrow night. As Dallas looks to ride the ship when this 1-2 start, trailing in this game 7-0. Broncos and Bengals, the other Monday night game tomorrow night. Not a big fan of the 2 Monday night games. That's a work night, and there's no reason, I don't think, to have 2 games on a Monday night. But usually there's one East Coast and one West Coast. They're spread out, but these are only an hour apart tomorrow night. But those are the 2 Monday night games tomorrow. Jets in Miami against the Dolphins. Somebody's going to get their first win of the season there, unless they tie. And the Bengals and Broncos also tomorrow night. But here in this one, Dallas trails 7-0. They're going to get their second drive of the game started back at their own 11-yard line is where they start this next drive. Prescott and the Cowboys offense 3 and out on their first series. And let's see what they do in possession number 2. They want to go on at least some kind of sustained drive, give their defense a little bit of breather on the field. Defense has been on the field for all but 2 minutes so far in this game. First down, Dallas at the 11. Prescott fakes the handoff, now rolls right, pass is caught. That's going to be a gain of 7 yards. Reception for Jake Ferguson for Dallas. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3. Second down, 3 for the Cowboys. Ball sitting at the 18-yard line. .340 and counting to play in this first quarter. Prescott takes the snap. Prescott fakes the handoff. Prescott drops back. Prescott throws over the middle. First down to Williams at the 22-yard line, and the Cowboys pick up their first down of the game. Javonte Williams with the reception up to the 22-yard line. And a new set of downs for Dallas. First down at the 22. Final 3 minutes, first quarter. Prescott under center this time. And he will hand off to Williams, and Williams will be stopped as he gets up to the 26-yard line. Gain of 4 on first down for Williams. We'll bring up 2nd down and 6. Second down, 6 for the Cowboys. They're going to mark the ball just shy of the 27, so call it 2nd and a long 5. Prescott back in the shotgun. Prescott takes the snap. Prescott throwing down the field, has a man and incomplete. Great defensive play there for Green Bay to knock that ball away. Looked like Keyshawn Nixon that knocked that ball away for the Packers, making the nice defensive play on a pass that was intended for Turpin. 3rd down and 5 for Dallas. Of course, the Cowboys' main weapon, Prescott's main weapon at the wide receiver position, CeeDee Lamb, is out. Prescott takes the snap on 3rd and 5. Pass is going to be caught, but that's going to be short of the first down to Ferguson. The catch was made at the 31. He needed to get to the 32 for a first down. It's 4th and 1 for Dallas. Dallas keeping the offense out here on 4th and 1 from their own 31-yard line. Is this an attempt just to get Green Bay to jump, or are they actually going to snap this? And now we have a stoppage and a timeout. Green Bay takes the timeout on defense. So we'll see if Dallas actually goes for this, or if this is just an attempt to try to get Green Bay to jump. And I think that's the reason for the Green Bay timeout, just to make sure they do not make that mistake. So timeout, 1:31 to go in the opening quarter. Packers leading 7-0. We'll see what the Cowboys do on this 4th and 1 at their own 31. Previewing a couple games next week. We have another international game next week. It moves to London. It was in Dublin today. Moving to London next week. The Vikings again will be in that game. They will be taking on the Browns in that London game next week. We'll get more of the schedule here in a bit. 4th and 1, Cowboys offense back out on the field again. Looks like they may go for this. If they don't get this, you're giving Green Bay the football in excellent territory. And this is that Prescott's not snapping. This was just an attempt to get Green Bay to jump, and Green Bay defense did not bite. And there'll be a delay of game penalty, and the Cowboys will punt it away. Might as well take that chance. You never try to get them to jump, but the Green Bay defense did not bite there. So the Cowboys will punt for the second time. Anger on to punt. Golden back to receive for Green Bay. Anger takes the snap, gets the punt away. And it'll take a nice Cowboys bounce. Golden gets it at the 24, running sideways to the sideline across the 30 and out of bounds at the 32-yard line. 8-yard return. Green Bay will get it for the third time with 1:18 to go in the quarter. And the Packers leading the Cowboys 7-0. So looking at some other games coming up next week in the NFL, it starts on Thursday with the 49ers and the Rams. 49ers falling for the first time today at home to Jacksonville. Rams handing the Colts their first loss of the season. So that's a battle of 3-1 teams in that NFC West battle that gets week 5 of the season started on Thursday night. Mentioned this Dallas team heading to MetLife Stadium to take on the Jets next week. Pretty good anticipated, pretty good looking matchup anyway. It's a late afternoon window next week. Buccaneers and the Seahawks, 2 3-1 teams. Tampa Bay almost came back to beat the Eagles today, but came up a little short. Seahawks got that win on Thursday night in Arizona. Lions and Bengals, late afternoon game next week. Bengals going to try to go to 3-1 with if they can get a win in Denver tomorrow. Next Sunday night, the undefeated Bills host the Patriots up there in Orchard Park. The final season up there at Highmark Stadium, or this particular Highmark Stadium. They will move to the new building next year. And next Monday night, Chiefs and Jaguars. Jaguars off to a surprising 3-1 start. They will take on the Chiefs, who have won back-to-back games since their 0-2 start. So that's a look at a few of the games coming up on the NFL schedule next week. A couple of the intriguing they look like intriguing matchups anyway. And I will, of course, have a live stream of that Patriots-Bills game next Sunday night here on my channel, as well as the Monday nighter between the Chiefs and the Jaguars. As here we get set for Green Bay's third offensive series of the game. They lead 7-0. They will start this next drive at their 32-yard line. 1:18 remaining in the first quarter. We'll run down the first quarter stats. after this first quarter expires. So first down for Green Bay. Love starts this drive on the first drive in the shotgun. And Love rolls and throws a short pass, and this is going to be a good gainer on first down across midfield into Dallas territory all the way up to the 42-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 26 yards. On the short little screen pass, that was Emmanuel Wilson, the receiver of that pass for the Packers. First down, Green Bay. On one play, they have drove it into Dallas territory at the 43 officially, so it's a 25-yard gain officially. Could be the final play of the first quarter. This is a handoff, and Wilson will take the handoff, and Wilson will pick up about 6 on first down. And that play will probably take us to the end of the quarter as we're down to 10 seconds and counting. Well, Green Bay is lining up like they may try to get a snap off here, unless they're going to try to just get a free 5 yards here. They will not snap it as the quarter comes to an end in Arlington, Texas. End of one at AT&T Stadium. Packers leading the Cowboys 7-0, and the Packers are on the drive yet again as we will begin quarter number 2 in just a couple of minutes. Stats through the first quarter, pretty one-sided. Green Bay, 149 yards of offense in that quarter. Dallas had 26. First downs, a 6-1 advantage for Green Bay. Packers were penalized 3 times in that first quarter. Dallas was penalized once. Some individual stats in that first quarter. Jordan Love, 8 of 10 for 131 yards and a touchdown in that first quarter. His 8 receptions, or his 8 completions, were to 6 different receivers. He found 6 receivers in that first quarter. Tucker Kraft had 2 catches for 22 yards. Romeo Doubs, 2 catches for 18. Matthew Golden had the 46-yard reception that set up that touchdown on the first drive. Emmanuel Wilson, 1 catch for 25 yards. Romeo Doubs, with the 2 catches, had that touchdown reception. Savion Williams and Josh Jacobs with a catch apiece. Not much doing in the running game for Green Bay. Josh Jacobs, 5 carries for 8 yards. 18 yards rushing as a team for Green Bay in that first quarter, so didn't get much going there. Dak Prescott for the Cowboys just passed 4 times in that first quarter. He was 3 for 4 for 15 yards. And Javonte Williams, 4 carries for 11 yards rushing, and that's it offensively for Dallas. Prescott's 3 receptions were to 2 different receivers. Jake Ferguson, 2 catches for 11 yards, and Javonte Williams had 1 reception in that quarter, but it's pretty one-sided after one in favor of the Packers as they lead the football game 7-0, and they will have a 2nd and 5 from the Cowboys 38 when the second quarter gets underway. Want to update, I mentioned this earlier, but just want to give an update on my upcoming live streams here on my page. Will be with you tomorrow night. I had originally intended to do the Bengals-Broncos game tomorrow night, but I have changed that. I am going to do the Jets-Dolphins on my live stream tomorrow night now. Kicks off an hour earlier, and I do still have a full-time job, so with that hour earlier start, that's what made me change on that one. And then we'll be with you for Major League Baseball playoff action on Tuesday. Again, I'm not sure which game or games it will be yet. It's going to depend on my work schedule. Definitely want to try to get to do that Red Sox-Yankees game, that big rivalry. We'll keep you updated on that. Here we go, second quarter, 2nd down 5 for the Packers from the 38. Here's a handoff to... not much going there on 2nd down. As Wilson got the carry. And Green Bay hustling up to the line on 3rd and 5. Love gets the snap off, throwing right side, and it is a catch along the sideline. A pick, rather, excuse me. Interception. There is a flag, however, so hold everything here. It is an interception for Dallas, but we'll check the flag. Trevon Diggs with the pick for Dallas. But Ron Torbert, the referee, and his crew getting together to discuss this flag. Boy, Love hurried up to get the snap off. And Trevon Diggs just getting right in there to pick it off. However, Dallas had 12 on the field, so that's going to nullify the interception. So Green Bay hustling up to the line ends up working out as Dallas couldn't get everybody off the field. So nullify the interception for Diggs, and the Packers' drive will continue. And that will be a first down as well with the 5 yards on the penalty. First down, Green Bay, football sitting just shy of the 32. Man in motion, Love takes the snap. Love hands it off. This is going not much. A gain of maybe a yard on first down as Savion Williams got the carry. We'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Just underway, quarter number 2. They're actually going to give Williams 2 yards on that. Second down 8 for Green Bay. Football at the 31-yard line. Love throwing right side, has a man, pass caught. At the 26-yard line, first catch of the game for Luke Musgrave. 4th-year tight end out of Oregon State with the reception. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Minute and a half old, second quarter. Green Bay already up 7-0, looking to add to it. 3rd down and 3. Football sitting just shy of the 25. Love with the handoff. And this is Jacobs. Jacobs gets first down yardage as he makes it up to the 20-yard line. A gain of 5 on 3rd and 3 for Jacobs, and that'll move the sticks for Green Bay. The drive continues for the Packers. They've moved the ball down into the red zone. First down at the 20. Love goes back in shotgun formation, takes the snap. Love looking, Love lowering left side, pass complete. Down to the 16-yard line, another flag comes in. That's Kraft with the catch, but we'll see what this flag is. This is going to be a hold on Green Bay. Darian Kennard, guilty of the holding call here. It'll be 1st and 20. So 1st and 20 for the Packers. That'll move the ball back to the 30. Love takes the snap. Love throwing right side. It's a short little screen pass, and this thing's going nowhere. This thing blew up in a hurry. Nothing doing on that screen pass. Chris Brooks, the receptor of the screen pass, but it went nowhere. 2nd down and 20 for Green Bay. Second down, Packers. Down to 2 on the play clock. Love just gets the snap off. Love now will throw a short left side screen pass. It looked like he was going to be past the line of scrimmage. And a big gainer here to Josh Jacobs. It looked like Love was going to have to run that because he was just about past the line of scrimmage. And at the last possible moment, he found Jacobs. And Jacobs takes it inside the 10, first and goal, Dallas. They're going to spot this at about the 1.5-yard line. Great job by Love finding Jacobs at the last possible moment. And it's first and goal for Green Bay. Love throws, touchdown Green Bay. Romeo Doubs with his second touchdown reception of the game. And it's 13-0 Packers with the extra point pending. An excellent drive by Green Bay, and they get their second touchdown of the first half. Extra point try, up, and it's blocked. Dallas can return this for 2 points. And they are going to. This is going to be a 2-point return the other way on a blocked extra point. So that may be a bit of a momentum shifter. See who that was that blocked that extra point. I didn't catch. Wanye Thomas got his arms up there to block that extra point. And it was Marquise Bell that returned it for Dallas for the 2 points. So instead of 14-0 Green Bay, it's 13-2 Green Bay. So Dallas now with that blocked extra point in return for 2 points. If they can get a touchdown and go for 2 here, they can pull themselves within 1 score. That drive for the Packers, 9 plays, 68 yards. Took 5 minutes, 41 seconds. The Love 1-yard touchdown pass to Romeo Doubs. But then the blocked extra point and the 2 points for the Cowboys makes this score 13-2. So Jordan Love here, 19 and a half minutes into this game, has thrown for 167 yards and 2 touchdowns. Green Bay overall approaching 200 yards already. 10-1 advantage on first downs. Penalties has hurt Green Bay a little bit. They've been penalized 4 times for 29 yards in this first half. But now Dallas will get another offensive possession. Maybe that special teams play may spark a little bit of life into this offense, as Dallas has been held to 26 yards so far against this Packers defense. They are just about to get the football back for the 3rd time. It's been 2 punts so far for Dallas. They've only been able to pick up one first down in their first 2 drives of the game. So here's the kickoff. And taking a yard deep in the end zone is going to get run out across the 10, 15, 20-yard line. And up near the 30-yard line on the return, there's a flag that comes in. That was Turpin on the return. We'll see what the flag is. If this is on Dallas, they'll be backed up inside their 20. Still having a discussion here with Ron Torbert and the umpire. Now we're going to get the call. So we have an illegal block in the back on Dallas, and we also have a hold on Dallas. So Dallas will be backed up inside their 20 to start this next drive. And the Cowboys haven't done much at all offensively their first 2 series. See what they can do this time on their 3rd series of the game. This ball will be placed at the 12-yard lines. That's where the Cowboys will start this next drive. 1st and 10 at the 12. Here's a handoff on first down, gain of a couple yards. This time it's Miles Sanders getting the carry for Dallas. Be 2nd down and 8. Second down for the Cowboys. 10-minute mark, 2nd quarter. Prescott throwing left side, throwing down the field, and knocked down, incomplete. There is a flag. Pickens was the intended receiver. A great defensive play. Nate Hobbs made the defensive play for Green Bay to knock the ball away. We'll check the flag. Looks like a hold. Going to be a hold on Dallas. I was going to say, I wonder if Green Bay was going to decline that, because you're only talking about 6-yard difference and you give Dallas the down back. So Green Bay will decline it and set up 3rd down. Third down and 7. Ball sitting just shy of the 15. Prescott takes the snap. Prescott being pressured, just gets rid of it, and the pass is caught. There's another flag. Reception made at the 38-yard line, and we've got some pushing and shoving after the play. So we'll see what this flag is. It's illegal formation on Dallas. Again, that'll nullify a big play. My goodness. It's Nate Thomas, the guilty party for the Cowboys, that was lined up illegally. So now it'll be 3rd down and 12. Prescott took a pretty good shot at the end of that, too. Back at the 10-yard line, 3rd down and 12. Cowboys need to get to the 22 for the first. Prescott, it's a draw play, and that's not going to make the Cowboy fans very happy, I don't think. There's a gain of 6, but nowhere near a first down. And Dallas will have to punt this football again. So the Packers should get pretty good field position here, as Anger will have to punt from, if not in his end zone, just right outside it. So Anger to punt. And gets it away. And taken at the 38, and a big shot at the 40-yard line. Golden took a shot at the end. My goodness. What a hit that was delivered. Wow. Let's see who that was that got the hit on Golden on that punt return. That was Maris Liufu. I hope I got that pronunciation right. But he delivered a shot to Golden on that punt return. Green Bay still going to get pretty good field position at the 40-yard line. 8:33 to go in the second. Packers leading 13-2. But Dallas just absolutely killed themselves with penalties on that last drive. They had a first down. It was called back on an illegal formation. So all of a sudden, both teams have been penalized 4 times now. So the Packers will have it for the 4th time in the game. They will start at their own 40-yard line. Total yardage 192 to 35 in favor of Green Bay. First downs 10-1 in favor of Green Bay. Over 2-1 possession time advantage for the Packers. It's been all Packers so far in this game. Dallas going to have to find some offense somewhere. And going to have to cut down on the penalties. Well, it came at an inopportune time on the last drive. And then they had the 12-men on defense penalty on the Green Bay scoring drive previously. So Dallas just hurting themselves with some silly mistakes right now. So with 8:33 to go in the second quarter, we will see the Green Bay offense for the 4th time. Very good field position to start this next drive at their own 40. Green Bay would like to get another score here and not leave Dallas much time, because Dallas will get the football to start the second half. So here we go. Drive number 4 for the Packers, beginning first down at the 40-yard line. Love under center, takes the snap, hands it off to Jacobs, and Jacobs hit after a gain of 2, dropped at the 42-yard line. It'll bring up second down and 8 for Green Bay. Second and 8 Packers, football at the 42. Down to 8 minutes and counting, second quarter. Love back in the shotgun on this play. Takes the snap, throws another screen pass right side, and this is going the wrong direction. This is going to be a big loss on the play. A loss of 8 on 2nd down and 8. That's Matthew Golden. I know you're trying to make a play there. There's a flag that goes down. We've had a lot of those in this first half. You lost 8 yards there. I know you're trying to make a play, but sometimes you just have to just take your loss and not add to it. But he's going to be bailed out with a 15-yard personal foul against Dallas. See what the call was here. Ziaraku, I hope I got that pronunciation right, got the unnecessary roughness personal foul penalty. It was a high tackle. Unless it was on the takedown, that's the only thing. There didn't look like much there to warrant a 15-yard penalty, but nonetheless, it's a new set of downs for Green Bay. This is going to be a trick play. This is going back to Love, and Love looking downfield now will just run with it and get to the 47-yard line. I think Green Bay was hoping that play would end up a little bit better than it did. It was a handoff to Savion Williams, and Savion Williams pitched it back to Love, who looked like was trying to throw downfield, but didn't see anything there. He just ran and got what he could with it, which was 4 yards into Dallas territory to the 47. Second and 6 at the 47, just inside the 47. This is Jacobs getting the carry. Jacobs gets a couple up to the 45, setting up 3rd down and 4 for Green Bay. Jacobs going to the sideline for this 3rd down play. Packers need about 4.5 for this 3rd down. Call it 3rd and 5. Love takes the shotgun snap. Love throwing down the field and deep, but nobody there. Incomplete. Overshot everybody, and it'll be 4th down. Dontavion Wicks was the intended receiver, but he was covered well. And we have a Cowboy needing assistance off the field. Malik Hooker, that's not good for Dallas, as he needs some assistance. Looked like it was his ankle he was favoring. So Dallas will force a Green Bay punt this time. Whelan takes the snap, gets the punt away, trying to pin Dallas deep. And Whelan, that bounces at the 5, and the Packers down it at the 3. An excellent punt by Whelan, and it pins the Cowboys back inside their 5-yard line. A beautiful punt for Whelan, and the Cowboys are backed up again. 5:50 to go in the 2nd quarter. Dallas down 11, and they will be backed up at they're going to mark it at the 5, it looks like. So at the 5-yard line. And that's where Dallas will start. Again, they do have a chance to go 2 for 1 if they can drive the football down the field, because they will get the football to start the 2nd half. But an offense that has been very, what's the word I'm looking for? Sluggish, I guess, to say the least. An offense that has only 35 total yards in this first half. Penalties haven't helped the Cowboys either. They've been penalized 5 times for 40 yards. 9 combined penalties between these two teams in the first half. Do want to mention before this game goes any further, before we resume here, I will be briefly pausing this live stream at halftime for about 10 minutes or so, and I will be back right before the start of the 2nd half, run down some first half stats. and get us ready for the second half. In a first half that sees the Packers lead 13-2, and a first half that the Packers have pretty much dominated. Over a 2-1 time of possession advantage, a big yardage advantage. But Dallas still in this game, however. Only trailing by 11. But they are backed up on this drive, starting at their own 5 with 5:50 remaining in quarter number 2. Packers looking to win and stay tied for first place in the NFC North with the Lions, a team the Packers beat back in week 1. Cowboys trying to avoid falling to 1-3. Looking at that NFC East, you don't want to fall to 1-3 because the Eagles in that division already in week 4 have a 2-game lead in that division. So here we go. Dallas backed up at the 5, first down and 10. Here's Prescott throwing right side, pass complete. That's just going to be the second first down of the game for Dallas. This will be a completion out to the 18-yard line, a gain of 13 yards. Pass reception for George Pickens, his first of the game. First down, Dallas at the 18. Mark it at the 19, actually, so make it a 14-yard gain officially for Pickens. Prescott takes the snap. Prescott, it's a screen pass right side, and this will be a good gain here, and a gain of about 8 yards on the screen pass to Miles Sanders, and it'll be second down and 2 for Dallas as we tick under 5 minutes in the first half. Second and a yard. About a yard and a half, actually. Prescott takes the snap. It's a handoff to Williams. Javonte Williams gets across the 30 for a Dallas first down, but guess what? There's a flag. And more pushing and shoving going on between the two teams on the sideline. Been a little bit of that in this first half, too. Going to get the call from Ron Torbert after he meets with his officiating crew. If this is an accepted penalty, it'll be the 10th penalty of the first half. Accepted penalty. Got a hold on Dallas. And then we have a personal foul on the Packers, so those are going to offset. So it's just a redo of the second and yard and a half play. The hold was on Dallas. The personal foul was something after the play on Green Bay. I didn't see who he called it on. But there was some pushing and shoving on the sideline over there. So it's just a redo. Second down. Prescott under center this time. Prescott takes the snap. This is a handoff. Javonte Williams, and just about the same play as it was originally, up to the 33. First down, Dallas. So Dallas with 2 first downs on this drive after having only 1 first down total coming into this drive. Prescott, there's another screen pass. This is Williams. Williams will get about 3 across the 35 up to the 36-yard line, bringing up second down and 7. Dallas has all 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Green Bay used a timeout on defense earlier in the half, so they have 2. Second down and 8. They're going to mark it at the 35. Prescott. Prescott over the middle, pass complete. That's going to be a first down for Dallas. Across the 45. Ryan Flournoy with the reception, his first catch of the game. And it's another Cowboys first down. By far the Cowboys' best looking drive of the game so far. Gain of 12 on that pass play. First down from the 47. Prescott. It's another short screen pass to Miles Sanders. Sanders into Green Bay territory. A gain of about 9 up to the 44-yard line. And that will probably take us down to the 2-minute warning. Although we do have a Packer down on the field. Devontae Wyatt, the banged up Packer on this play. Missed the tackle on Sanders and then went down and stayed down. So they are attending to Wyatt here. Clock is stopped with 2:03 to go in the second quarter. Once they get Wyatt off the field, this clock will tick down to the 2-minute warning. Wyatt's still down on the field. Again, coming up at halftime, there will be a brief pause of the live stream for about 10 minutes. We'll be back just before the second half begins. As good to see here Wyatt walking under his own power. Walking off to the Green Bay sideline. So once Wyatt gets off the field, we will hit the 2-minute warning. Two-minute warning at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, with the Packers leading the Cowboys 13-2. But Dallas driving down the field, having their best offensive series of the first half. Let's see if they can finish this off with some points before the halftime break. Dallas has managed to pick up 50 yards on this drive. They had only had 35 yards total in the first half prior to this drive. And even if the Cowboys get into field goal range here, that would cut it to a one-score game. And again, Dallas will receive the football to start the second half. So this could be one of those 2-for-1 situations at the end of the first half. So following the timeout, Dallas will have a 2nd and 2 from the Packers' 45-yard line. They've picked up 3 first downs and 50 yards on this drive. So just about set to resume after the 2-minute warning. So 2 minutes to go. Dallas 2nd and 2 at the Packers 45. Dallas all 3 timeouts left. Prescott, here's the handoff to Miles Sanders. Sanders will get a first down up near the 40-yard line. Dallas with their 4th first down of this drive. First down, football sitting just shy of the 40. Prescott fakes the handoff, now throws, pass is caught inside the 30. That'll be another first down for Dallas. George Pickens with his 2nd reception. Prescott a perfect 6 for 6 passing the football on this drive. They have moved the football inside the Green Bay 30 as we're down to a minute and counting, 2nd quarter. Plenty of time for Dallas. They don't want to leave Green Bay any time either. Prescott throwing, and the catch into double coverage. It's a catch for Pickens. What a grab along the sideline for Pickens, and he's out of bounds at the 2. With George Pickens going up and getting that against double coverage. That's a heck of a catch for Pickens. It's gonna be at the 1-yard line. Wow. An incredible catch by Pickens. 1st and goal at the 1. Prescott gives to Williams, and Williams will be stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and goal for Dallas at the 1. And now it looks like a timeout will be used here with 43 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. Unbelievable catch by the former Steeler. Not only grabbing the catch in double coverage, but getting both feet down. CeeDee Lamb loving it on the sideline. Green Bay actually took that timeout on defense, so they're down to 1. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. Prescott will keep it himself. Prescott is in for the Dallas touchdown. From 2 yards out, Prescott runs it in. And the Cowboys get in the end zone for the first time tonight, with 41 seconds to play in the 2nd quarter. Now, will Dallas go for 2 here, or do they just kick the 1 point since we're still in the first half? They're just going to kick it here as they're going to bring Aubrey on for the extra point. Yeah, it's still the first half. Just take your point right now. And Extra point by Aubrey, up and good, and we've got ourselves a game, 13-9. Green Bay with 41 seconds remaining in the second quarter. That drive for Dallas, 11 plays. They go 95 yards. As that drive started back at their own 5. Took 5 minutes, 9 seconds. Prescott, a 2-yard touchdown run, but the big play was that catch by Pickens. That got the ball inside the 5 and set up Dallas for the score. 13-9 with 41 seconds to go in the second quarter. So we've got ourselves a brand new ball game. Now the Packers, with 1 timeout left and 41 seconds, probably going to see them try and drive down the field to try to maybe get something before halftime. So we are about to get the kickoff here in Green Bay. We'll get the football with currently 41 seconds on the clock. See if they can get down into at least field goal range to try to give themselves a touchdown lead here before the half. So we've got a brand new game here, 13-9, as the Cowboys, who had done nothing offensively in the first half, find some offense on that drive and go 95 yards down the field. Dallas to kick this off. And this will be downed in the end zone for the touchback. So the Packers will get the football with 41 seconds left in this first half, trying to at least drive down into field goal range. First down, Green Bay at the 20. Love takes the shotgun snap. Love gets rid of it, incomplete. He was still in the pocket. I believe there was a receiver in the area, though. Second down and 10. Down to 35 seconds. Second down 10 for the Packers at the 20. Now, if you're Dallas, you have all 3 timeouts. Do you consider using them on defense and maybe get the ball back here before the end of the first half? Love on second and 10 throws down the field, incomplete, out of the reach of his intended receiver, Romeo Doubs. Third down and 10. Doubs has the 2 receiving touchdowns in this first half for the Packers. That was a little bit out of his reach. Love lucky it wasn't picked off. Which it may have been had Dobbs actually not gotten a hand on it. 3rd and 10, Packers. Play clock at 3. Love just gets the snap off. Love with a short throw. It's complete. This is going to be a Packers first down across the 30 up to the 32. And with 19 seconds to go in the half, a timeout is called. A big 3rd and 10 conversion for Green Bay. Green Bay takes their final timeout with 21 seconds. So with no timeouts in 19 seconds, can the Packers at least get this down into field goal range? They're going to have to use the sideline now, being out of timeouts. They have added 2 seconds actually back to the clock, so there's 21 seconds. First down at the 30, just shy of the 32. Packers are going to need about 30 yards to get themselves into field goal range, and we have a flag prior to the snap. It's going to be a false start on Green Bay. So now Green Bay is going to need about 35 yards to get into field goal range. That was Kennard. That's his second penalty of the first half. First and 15, back at the 27. Love has lost the football. Ball's out. And Dallas has recovered at the 15-yard line on a Jordan Love fumble. The ball popped out as Love was going to throw the ball. It was James Houston that got the hit on Love that popped the ball loose. And the Cowboys have a chance for the lead going into halftime. First down at the 15 for the Cowboys. With 13 seconds, they have all 3 timeouts. Prescott looking, end zone, touchdown Dallas! George Pickens from 15 yards out, and the Cowboys have taken the lead with 9 seconds to go until halftime. What a turn of events at the end of the first half. Pickens open in the end zone. His first touchdown reception. And Dallas is going to grab the lead. And again, they get the football to start the second half. Extra point is good by Aubrey, and it's 16-13. Cowboys, that they've scored 2 touchdowns in 32 seconds. So an amazing turn of events here at the end of the first half, as the Cowboys, with 2 touchdowns in 32 seconds, have taken the lead in a team that did absolutely nothing offensively the first 25 minutes. A touchdown and then a forced fumble to set up another touchdown. Here's a touchback, and now Green Bay with 9 seconds. Let's see if they just take a knee here and try and regroup. In a first half that was dominated the first 25, well, actually 25 minutes for the Packers. Unless something really weird happens in 9 seconds, they're going to go to the locker room trailing by 3 points. And it is, well, we have a stop at timeout. Dallas, looks like. So Jerry Jones has to be ecstatic the way this first half has ended. And Green Bay is just going to take a knee here. And my goodness gracious, what a turn of events the last 41 seconds of this first half. As Green Bay, who dominated the first part of the first half, but they go to the locker room trailing by 3 points, 16-13. And the Cowboys are going to get the football to start the second half. So at the half, the Packers trail 16-13 to the Cowboys. Again, I'm going to briefly pause this live stream for about 10 minutes or so. I will be back just prior to the second half, get you some first half stats, and get you ready for the second half in a game that turned quickly. 16-13 Cowboys at intermission. Brief pause and be back here in about 10 minutes or so.